using as many skills as possible just to keep that 1-1 on the shutdown position. So I don't think there is exactly going to be any skirmish in the early game, because seeing that Chow is just making sure that Fedrin's position is known by their tree team. He is there in the map just to show the places around, but again, I don't think there is possibly a team fight coming in before the first turtle, but probably there might be chances in the bot that someone or the other just dies, or they can retreat. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, that was a beautiful skirmish happening down in the bottom lane with Doom with some sneaky plays, making sure that he does something and delay down the recalls, making sure they get the upper hand in the upcoming turtle, which will be just spawning down in the minor 10 seconds. So this kind of a micro plays really help your team by certain seconds, and those certain seconds are really exclusive. But the damage.
I mean, that was actually a very, very beautiful first blood coming in by Sicilian, and it was very clean and smooth. But the turtle has already begun, and we see that Chow is already taken down, and Fedrin will manage to secure the first turtle, as well as CC goes, sorry, Joy goes down, and very low Teresla will be going down at the same time. I mean, you have just given out 4 bloods to Team Assam at this point, and man, they are dominating. Sasuke, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. You know, that was actually the point where you need to be caught. But never mind. That the damage coming in from the Sicilian into this early game near 2 minutes of the time, it is so wonderful to see how can he deal. But again, there might be a way of dragon. Maybe not.
I mean, that might be the situation, but again, it's quite hard to stop them in the early game. Yep, they will be having the damage, and they're just using the implosion, and Chow will be picked up here again off guard. So Sasuke, I think this gameplay is going really bad for Team Meghalaya at this point.
Yep. Looking at the scoreboards and looking at the not the itemization but the plays itself, it is looking a little bit tragedy into the sides of Meghalaya. They need to pace down their momentum, make sure they don't take the unnecessary fight, especially Doom. He been taken 2 times and twice, that's for sure. But wait a minute, is it insane on that show?
Hmm. Actually, that is insane out the Chow, and I just realized the joy is being played by Doom. It's quite surprising though.
That is true, but look at that fight in the bottom lane.
And I think it's just me. Maybe I can't hear you, Sasuke, but there is some reason I can't hear you. But yep, the second turtle is up at this point, and looks like Daddy's and son are trying to get in for the turtle. Pretty low. Joy will have to retreat at this point because Angela is being caught off guard in the mid, and Lunox will secure that kill instantly on that 1-1, which is actually good, having that goal laner control all by yourself. And I think this turtle again is going to be free of cost for that Fedrin, and they are just increasing the gold gap at this point, Sasuke.
Yeah, that is to a gold gap right now into the hands of Assam, a nearly 40 gold lead as we can. That is something like Assam is capitalizing, and if they keep this momentum right onto the point, they might end it into a mere 10 minutes of the daytime. But looking at the rotations coming.
कहीं तो देखा है
Mikhailian, they need to lay down the counter plays. Maybe they need to prioritize the van, give down that, give them the farm she needs right now. Brett is trying, and maybe they might have be down this top tower right in the mid lane. Tiger with certain nasty plays is there, but Joy is there. Electrifying hit might not be there, but there is the connecting two members of Interstellar. But the damage is not there. Breastplate taking his way, but is unable to do a nick amount of time. If and only if he was there to, just go there and unlock his ultimate, that would be the spice the Meghalaya needs right now.
I mean, I agree. They really need to do something up at this moment because Team Assam is going insane on the whole map. They are trying for the push. They have the kill. They have the goal lead. They have everything possible they require to get this first victory to themselves. But like you mentioned, they can prioritize 1-1 at this point because 1-1 is the one who is dealing the damage already on 2 kills. Might as well as just go for a little more farm and start dealing the damage, showing what exactly she can do in this game changing situation. But as I see, the third turtle is up, and sadly, Joy is kind of in a lot of trouble because 0-2 for a jungler is not really a great score. And that Lunox is dealing filthy amount of damage, which is going to be painful. I mean, come on, it's just 7 minutes in the game. You're not even going in for the turtle because you can't, because the gold amount is just increasing and increasing, and it's hard to control at this point. 1-1, although, is going to go in for the split push, and there is going to be a small pause coming in for us just to make sure that everything is on point.
Yeah, that is
So yeah,
true. And
Sasuke, let's dive right into it.
yeah, I know. I was hoping like they could turn down their pace, draw their momentum, because having a Joy is a really good option. You got the earlier damage, but I personally feel that the thing where the momentum or the plays, the coordination is lacking off in the sides of dads and sons. As you see, like there has been a slightly bit change of roles between Doom and Insane. Like we are seeing Insane onto the show. I'm quite not sure as to why they have done it. Maybe some kind of a thing they need to try it, or maybe some internal things, but that is totally up to them. But the draft, it's totally mind blowing, and I like how they brought these things, but the execution, they need to work it out. Definitely they might be in some goal deficient, but they could turn it off. A good team fight is what they need right now. Terizla need to look into the perfect opportunity where he could panel just use the penalty zone onto the three members, especially that vampire needs to be stuck into the penalty zone, and then and only then they would have the tides into their favor, with the Joy and the Van into their hand, going and dealing and dishing out the damage they need right now.
I mean, that can be the situation, okay? The thing is, even if Terizla try jumping at this state of point, there is Tigreal who can just give that dash out, and knowing that Sicilian and Lunox are dealing that insane amount of damage, which is quite high. I'm not gonna lie, it's like too much. I mean, the Lunox has zero shutdown on herself, and the farm is just increasing, which is giving them the opportunity to, have the control of everything. And you know how easy it is for Lunox as well as Sicilian, because they are the late game hero, they are the damage dealer, and there is no one to stop at all. You can try to push in the Terazla in the front position, trying to catch 3 to 4 people, but again, um, is it going to be possible for Terizla to deal that much amount of damage is what really matters, because end of the day they have Chow who is the roamer, but the mid laner is quite highly missing. The magic damage which they are dealing is quite low, and they need to work on that part, because Angela is there, but again in a support form as a mid laner won't be able to do much. It's easy to pick off Angela as much as I know. So yeah.
Down to
I think the the game is about to begin, and we can jump into the game right quick, Sasuke.
absolutely, and we might see a shutdown, a quick shutdown coming in from the side of Assam, taking down that sandbag Terizla out of the game, and they might look for more as Tiger illusion having that flicker, not a flicker, but there. He has the inclusion. Never mind. He used the inclusion. My bad onto that, but Surely they would be looking for something more, and this time they are looking for that blue buff, taking down and choking down the farm over to that doom. Absolutely Blaze turning, Venom securing down that blue buff with retribution. The Lord might be coming into the 70 seconds, so they need no, that's the Meghalaya. They have the 70 seconds timer to go for it, but the vampire came on to that. Sicilian is not letting everyone.
You painting again?
जिसमें माँ की खोई कलाकारी
This team is way too good. Venom might be looking into some trouble, but that Joy would be just slipping it out right away. Was looking for some kind of a sneaky place. Maybe he could get his hands over to that Lunox or maybe a Sicilian, the targeted damage dealers. But looking at its itemization, smiling.
I mean, if you look at that Angela, all she has right now is just Flask of Oasis, and hardly, I think she is going in for that Guinness one, which requires a lot of stuff, and she's quite low though, because being a mage, you need a damage, you need a lot of itemization, it's quite low. Meanwhile, Lunox already has Sky Piercer as the first build, knowing that she is on 4 kills, that's going to be a lot of damage, and it's going to hurt a lot, but again, Sicilian also is farm, knowing that Fedrin is going with a tanky build and not even a single damage item. It's quite surprising, but yeah, they are dominating. They need the front laner. I mean, it's going to be so hard to stop the Fedrin at this point, but yep, the first Lord is up and they are going to go in for the Lord contest free, and yep, that Lord will be taken by Team Assam. And all I'm wondering at this point is, will Team Meghalaya, will they be able to defend this first Lord, because it's going to be very, very hard.
I mean, there are chances like Joy could do so, but I'm quite not sure because you got the Sicilian into your hands, which would the vampire problem with the ultimate and the slabs which the Sicilian would be providing, and also the Lunox or the Ruby DD combination would be coming into the handy. I could sense that like Scarecrow is saving that flicker, not the flicker, but yeah, he could essentially do that with the implosion. So that Interstellar, they are looking forward to end it, but again, a beautiful implosion connecting down that Lord Insane, and hard card being popped up over to that Van. So no hard card, and also oh wait, they already pushed down the bot lane, so that's and Sons, they were unaware of the Lord situation, and it caused down them the bottom inhibitor with some sneaky plays, and again Tigreal might look for something more, but Joy with the sneaky plays trying to clear it out the top lane, and he will definitely be succeeded. And I'm quite not sure as to you should be chasing down that Joy because he is the sneakiest one. You need to have certain sustainability, the not the sustainability, but the suppression ability to cash down. But wait a minute, Terizla using down the penalties on connecting no members, missing down miserably at that point. But Interstellar, the Assam representative, looking strong, and they will be just taking down that blue buff right away. That is the implosion they were looking for. Doom might be in some trouble. Back up. Ruby DD combination, the light form will be taking up, but this time it will be Who's Peter securing down that kill, but the other ones will be falling down to the hands of Scarecrow as the Sky Piercer itemization and stacks will be the one, but there is the penalty zone, but where is the damage? You are lacking down the damage, and that is the vampire slapping it down left and right, center uppercut. Damage. I mean, this guy's damage is just insane, but I'm not sure that last thing though. Yeah, exactly.
With that tribes, they have the damage, but the chase coming is so insane. Implosion will be taking out the lead. I think they are going to go down very badly at this point. Ooh, what did I just witness?
That is the buff that Fredrin received, the ultimate. I mean, the third skill for the Fredrin, you get certain stacks. I do believe like it is a 25% physical and magical defense stack you get. Not the stack, but yeah, the plus 25% percent you get, and that is the thing. You could literally counter one, but again a View of Dragon connecting down CC, and there is it. But the penalty zone connecting down 3 members, and this time Van will be the one securing down. There's the one, there's the two. She's looking for the third. The greedy one, breastplate, looking for it. But there is the implosion connecting down. No way that he's going to be saved. But again, defying all the odds. That is the triple kill by the vampire, taking down, draining the blood out of that sneaky marksman, falling down. That will be the last man standing. Imagine, will be with the tiger looking for a certain place, but that is the retribution you have for the side of Meghalaya. What is that Lord section?
And this is actually going to give them a chance of comeback because come on, you just 1-1 was actually the key of this whole situation. That pick really rocked at that point, taking three members down completely by yourself. I mean, there was Angela on right on top of you, but again, that was a good play. So this time, I think they have the chance of comeback. Although I don't think they can possibly go in for high level pushing, but a defensive chance, something like pick off at least one or two members because Joy is in trouble. Angela will be using ultimate damage. Team fight might break in.
Oh, cutie, shouldn't have do it at this point.
यूं तो हर दिन है एक रानी वो
The Meghalaya representative is down, so there is more room for Assam to roam freely and fight with the Tigreal's implosion along with the setup. But wait a minute, they secure down the mid tower. Beautiful though, but the if we still look into the map, we see a lot of red areas than the blue areas. So in spite of that lord, in spite of those plays, it's clearly stated that Interstellar are looking strong and looking forward for one more thing. And I have to say, smiling, one mistake and Meghalaya representative would be down for this game number one because they are already into the rank of the death because they are lost down the one inhibitor tower into the mid lane, and the mid one is literally hanging down with the threads of a literal string.
Maybe that's exactly the situation, right? Although Team Assam has the opportunity, they have everything. But I like the fact that how Daddies and Sons actually managed to cover all the goal lead, even took the Lord, tried to go in for the minimum push, even they could. I mean, there was Terizla who was caught off guard, but again, that was actually a good defense. They bought themselves some time, which was good, but again, as you mentioned, one member down and it's going to be down in the rain because he can quite easily, and the mid is almost done, and the bottom side, the base is quite wide open. This time, I don't think Team Assam is going to go and look in for any fight because they know the second enhanced lord is going to come up, and that's their opportunity, that's their call, and that's what they should actually focus on rather than chasing anyone or someone down, which is actually a smart move because you focus on your objectives and not on chasing people down to death. So yeah, they have positioned themselves quite well at this point. They are just probably going to start right into it, not waiting for enemies to show up their faces at this point. And yep, I think there might very rarely be a situation though.
Oh, that was a beautiful penalty zone along with that implosion, but I do believe like they should not do it. But again, Scarecrow will be taking down that Tigreal, not a Tigreal, but a Glory Cutie, that Rizla. But this time Venom might be in some trouble. Winter Crown popping down, but that won't be enough as you manage to take down that kill. But again, a beautiful flicker combination coming in from Lord Insane. The chase is on. Who is Peter lingering into the death's verge of death, but this time with the yo-yo stacks, he is chasing down, but the Van is onto him. The damage dealer for the sides of Meghalaya representative is on breastplate. If and only if he was there in the previous team fight, the Lord fight, which they needed it, they would have it wiped out. But even though he was not in the team fight, he did a stupendous job clearing and taking down the top two tiers though. But this time he might be in some trouble, but there is the inclusion flickers and the damage coming in from Sicilian will be more than enough to take him down. A crucial damage dealer being taken down, but there is the penalty zone connecting down the Sicilian and the damage from this Joy. Oh my, smiling, I have to say, these teams are looking for blood rather than seeing for the win.
I mean, come on, you gotta wait for your whole team to show up there. I know you took the Lord, you can go in for the push and probably even end. Only if your whole team was there, two people against four, you had no chance of standing actually. Because there is Terizla just to, knock you up there, and the Chow just coming in with the knockups, and this time Lunox and Fedrin are quite in open chase by almost four people at this point.
Oh, penalty zone connecting down, but this time Frederick might be taken down because the damage coming in from Doom is more than enough, and I do believe that this Angela is working fine for that Joy along with the breastplate who is on Van Van. But talking about the Van Van later, who is Peter doing some amazing job making sure, but the damage is dealt and he's trying to go for it, but again a beautiful implosion connecting down. There is the penalty zone connecting down three members. The Sicilian is the one which are the target for the Meghalaya, and he'll be taken down as insane. Will be marking down that Lunox, and my oh my, what a turns of tide this time. Dads and sons, the representation of Meghalaya looking strong in this
I mean,
previous and last fight.
honestly, I thought there was no chance of comeback seeing the early game, but we are here in the 20 minutes of the game. And I think this is Lord number 4, which is going to spawn, and definitely Team Meghalaya has the advantage to go in for the Lord. They can go in very easily, knowing that there is 1-1 to deal the damage, and Joy, who has regained the damage, which can be dealt and melting that Tigreal as well as Pedrin. When gone, Fedrin is gone for full tank build, and yet being melted off quite easily is the hardest point of this life. I mean, yeah, but as I mentioned, Meghalaya will secure this Lord.
Have you met Olio?
And yeah, they had the opportunity, they went in for it, and a very smart play by 1-1, which was done earlier, was going in for the push, and that actually paid them off. The Lord is marching from the top, and it's a very crucial moment for Team Assam, because they had everything in this game in the early game. Honestly, they have the late game heroes, but again, it's not working as well as they thought it would work. The Lord is still marching, the positions are being discovered, and we might possibly see a team fight coming in. Although, Sasuke, do you think they'll be able to defend here?
Oh, I don't think, because they got a strong, really strong vampire unless and until Doom. Along with an insane, make sure they goes down, but this time their target is who is Peter Pradap. Kane, a stupendous, marvelous, fantastico. That penalty zone connecting down three members, and there is the combination of Joy, but the damage is there from the side of the season. But look at that. Beautiful breastplate is marking down that tower, but this time he might be in some trouble. But wait a minute, dashes are there. He might be going down as yes, he will. Damage from Peter is on point. But look at the base smiling. Look at the base.
I mean, who is Peter just took them off. Meanwhile, others were just distracting them. And surprisingly and very, very knowingly, they took this victory to home. And man, what a victory coming in by Team Meghalaya. I mean, in starting, they were being belted, and they're like, just wait for us in the late game, and we will show you what this game is all about. And honestly, the only game change they had majorly was because of that 1-1. That 1-1 was the game changer at this point, and I'm not gonna lie. They turned the table over. They went in for objectives which highly mattered. Somewhere Team Assam quite highly didn't work out, was because of, not because of Fedrin was feeding or something like that. It was mostly because of their positioning and them chasing for the kills, because they were quite hungry for the kills, as you mentioned, Sasuke, and this might be the major reason somewhere they lost the game.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And you know, I literally saw the outcome of this game with my Sharingan, which I know most of the things are really jealous about, but yeah, the main condition for the for for okay, leave that thing aside. But yeah, the major condition for Interstellar for as the late game insurance, they had that Lunox, they had that Sicilian. So all that dads and sons need to do is make sure that they get out or mark down or Joe needs to go for one of the members, like either Sicilian or maybe a Lunox, and then Joy could go for the second one. And that was the really good thing. So Van could really use his all of these things and make sure he deals ton amount of damage. And that mobility draft, I like it really well, and I'm literally glad that the amount of damage Joy possessed with the kind of draft, even though it was a slide of a mistake, like they were Dads and Sons, the Meghalaya representative fall off in the early game. It was a bit sad. Yeah, there was a mistakes from both the ends, but ultimately that base mark coming in from Dads and Sons was literally on to the point. Like, at that final lord, they had one objective clear into their mind, that is, we need to end this game right now, guys, or else we are done for it, because we can't take it any longer. One mistake into the late game and it's all done for, because the respawn time is really really high.
That's true, and that's how they actually took the victory home, which was, I actually thought at a point Team Meghalaya was done. They are finished. There is no comeback. There is nothing. But the way, Joy was distracting them on the top, and 1-1 was trying to go in for the split push, dealing the damage. And that Angela met quite highly worked out for them, which was good actually. But yep, that was the game number one. And let's just ask Shade, what are your thoughts on this game?
I'm still at a shock, how they were aiming at the base, and 1-1 was unstoppable with the Angela combo. And they gave the Terisla one machine that no matter what happened, we all die. You have to take the pace and you have to die. And Terisla was fighting for his life, die base, and he was make sure even I die, this base is going down. And Terisla attack is very slow, but he tried his best with the four members jumping on him, and still he take the base down and claiming the first game for the Datsun Suns. And we know how important it's for the in Assam and Meghalaya for this game, because they need this victory. And guys, this is only the game number one, and Datsun Suns is on the match point, and we know anything can happen in these Mobile Legends. And so let's just say that epic comeback is real. And before the game, I asked Aski about the draft, and he has perfectly said about the Fedrin as a jungle. We saw that Fedrin was in the jungle and he gave the blue buff to the Sicilian so he can be more active. And Sicilian was the one who is taking the blue buff and he was the one who is dealing so much damage. And this didn't work out for them. So we might see a assassin jungle for the next game. So we know the interstellar council, the stakes is on the line, and they have to do something, or else they will be the one falling from the hill, or we will be pushing from their we will be pushing from their hill.
The world is a huge, tough place with so many different driving conditions. And we have recreated the same conditions in our testing facilities.
To surprise me with the draft this time. I'm not gonna question them that why did they pick this hero and not that hero, because they quite highly actually managed to work the whole thing out. But again, Team Assam, yeah, they quite highly need to work on their main priorities. That is not chasing people down. It's on what you want. You want the base, so you're going to wait for that and not for anyone to be taken down. I mean, if there is a situation where you can take down, that's okay. But if you can't, please retreat, because dying is not the solution.
That is true. That is true. And it, for the side of Dads and Sons, the draft was more like a hit and run. They had the two mobility heroes. Considering the Cho dashes, we could also consider Cho as a mobile hero, because his presence was only there to mark down the crucial members, that is the Sicilian and that is the Lunox, in spite of having three purifiers into the hands of Interstellar Council. I'm surprised, like, they were being caught off guard multiple times by the Terizla and by the Cho, and the damage was still a stupendous. And yeah, Shade, like, the fact that you mentioned, like, Interstellar Council, they need to work it out for the side in the hyper section, because if there was an assassin, maybe a Nolan or maybe some highly mobile hero, maybe even a Lancelot could really work well, because You need someone basically to chase down that highly mobile heroes, that is the Van Van and that Joy, because a Fredrin, let's be theoretical, because the Fredrin won't be able to go for that things like which you need to do, like catch off guard, because those two heroes, they are already at the range. They will be dealing a ton amount of damage with certain range, keeping the same minimal distance between you and them, and there's no way that you could catch one of them and off guard. And yeah, they also had that Angela, which was really a good pick. Having an Angela into a mid, I'm not really a good option, but again, it really worked well for them, because it really lets down the invasion. Like, if Interstellar Council went for an early aggression or the engages, it could really work for them, or in a good way though.
And guys, we know these both teams are looking for a miracle, and both teams are in the edge of a hills. They are holding each other, they are looking at each other in the eyes, and one team is definitely going to fall from the hill today, but we don't know which team is going to be. We have to wait and find out on the game number two. Will it go to the game number three, or it's going to be a swipe out for the Dads and Sons? Our Interstellar Council is going to make their comeback. So let's wait and watch, and it's time to hand it over to the caster. So I think the stage is set. So let the draft begin.
Yep, I mean, let's just directly jump into the draft because this is going to be the game number two. And yep, we can actually just jump into the draft because yep, the game number two is going to begin. It's going to be between Assam and Meghalaya. Just now we saw that Meghalaya did wonders in the game. They were highly being, poked by Team Assam. They were in a bad situation, but they somehow managed to have the comeback which was required. And they took the first victory to themselves. And this is going to be the game number two only if Team Assam manages to get victory is when we witness the game number three. So yep, the drafts are already begin, and we can see the the first ban again. It's going to be the Zushin ban coming in. I mean, no one wants to see that lantern flares coming in from any of the direction on the map because that's quite annoying. You are trying to cast your spells, and suddenly someone lifted you and be like, "Bro, what's up?" That's not gonna happen. I mean, that's quite troublesome. And yep, so we are not going to see Zushin in this map, but this time again, Suyo again will be banned off. There is no Suyo. I'm guessing the next ban might be Chip coming in Sasuke.
It could be a possible option, but I am hoping for the Interstellar Council, there are some representative to ban down the fan, not the Fanny, but the Angela, or maybe that Van Van, because in the previous game that was the major tide, that the major threat they were focusing on, like that they were dealing with. But the fan in this time, I'm quite not sure, because Venom as your hyper, you could possibly get that Fanny into your hands, and that would work really wonders for you. But I'm quite not sure, like what kind of hyper they could go for if banning out of Fanny is their option as of now.
I mean, it's just that I think people have that fanny phobia because there is at times when people actually pick the fanny and it's just hard to control. It's like you can't catch her. She comes and she goes as she wishes, and there's no stopping Fanny. So I think that's the reason people are like, it's just better to ban Fanny off because knowing in tournament at least
देश के आर्म्ड फोर्सेस पेंशनर्स की 40 साल से मांग थी वन रैंक वन पेंशन
I'll ignore that fact. But yep, Matilda again will be banned out. As I mentioned, Ship also will be taken off the map. But this time the question is, are they going to ban out the Phobius or leave the Phobius open button up? Team Meghalaya is going to ban the Sicilian off and giving Assam chance just to go in for the Phobius pick. They can actually even go for the Khalid pick. It's not just like they should probably and only pick the Phobias. They can go in for the Khalid, although there are a lot of junglers open, but again, you need to prioritize what you are really good at and what's going to help your team basically. So, Team Assam has the opportunity to go in for that Phobius or Khalid first pick, but the question is, Are they actually going to go in for that, or they are going to change something up in this draft, and they are going to go in the with that joy first pick again? I mean, come on. Whoa, 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 wait, I just realized that it was not dads and son who picked the joy in the first game, and this time Team Assam is going to use that joy in this game. Oh my god, Sasuke, you think this is going to work blunders for them?
That could be the case, but you know, that that could be the thing that Assam is looking forward for it, but they are forgetting the fact that Doom could really play that Kaja well and pair that Kaja with a Van Van. With this Angela, it's going to be an unstoppable force into the hands of Dads and Sons, the Meghalaya representative, and they could probably ban down that Kaja. If not, because it could be a major impact though. And we know like how Doom likes to go for this pick off heroes, the Cho, the Jawhead, the Grok, the Kaja. Definitely it would be a way to go options, but seems like the draft is going to be a pretty similar for the Interstellar Council. Again, this CC into the EXP lane against Thamos. Yeah, it could be a win-win situation in the lane that CC would be prioritizing and dealing ton amount of damage, making sure that she makes down that Thamos into his own lane and might also peel off ton amount of damage. But in the team fight, he would be a nasty sandbag, and with that Angela, he might be a real immortal. But this time, I like the draft how Assam representative are going with it. Two mobile heroes and a Bruno. Yeah, that that footballer deals a ton amount of damage in mid to late game orientations, and right now I'm seeing no one. But just a second. I think like my brain froze a minute because yesterday I was thinking and scrolling down the whole bunch of assassins that could, really be useful. And I saw that YSS, the Yishan Shin, was not being able to pick or not being able to shine in the recent tournaments. And my, oh my, this team's dads and sons, they're literally, picking down the heroes out from my mind. And right now, I'm quite not sure that it would really work against a Joy because the magic damage onto the Joy is really deadly, and I'm not sure like if that Yishan Shin would really work though as of now.
I mean, there are chances he might not work, to be honest, but there are 50% chance again that he might just take the MVP home. But again, it depends on how and where he's positioning himself and who he is exactly marking, to be honest. So yeah, as we were speaking, the second ban is almost done, and surprisingly, team Meghalaya have gone in with a very too interesting band that's going to be the Halkat as well as Eve, because we don't want to see the manipulation world coming in by that Eve anywhere in the map. Because come on, she slows you down, she pokes the hell out of your life, making sure that their teammate have high amount of chances to break out each and everyone. But yep, Assam is going to go in with the Tigreal van this time, as well as Alice. Alice, I'm not sure. I mean, they could have possibly shifted Alice in the goal lane or even in the mid lane, for the matter of fact, because they have the Angela. And if you pick that Alice anywhere in the map, those two combination are quietly deadly, and it's hard to deal with. But yep, seeing that Team Meghalaya this time they are going to pick off a mid laner and leaving Angela to the roam position where she actually belongs. They have gone in with a Valentina pick. Valentina copying whose ultimate at this point? The Bruno, possibly. Sissy actually might be helpful for their team. Joy again, but that high loss, that's the ultimate you want to copy just for your teammates, making sure they have the advantage just to engage as well as escape. And yep, Team Assam has finalized their draft with Xavier as well as high loss. I mean, that draft looks quite strong. I'm not gonna lie, they have a very interesting and good draft coming in. But Meghalaya again surprising us I finally picked a last hero. I was actually thinking it's going to be someone for the goal lane, and they have gone in with two fighters. That's going to be Yuzong and Thamos coming in. Oh my god, Sasuke. I mean, Team Meghalaya are just trying out different heroes in this.
अंधेरों में छुपे कई उजाले हैं जिन्हें करते हम आपके हवाले हैं मेहनत को मंजिल से यूं मिलाते हैं
It's done.
उम्मीदों के चिराग कुछ ऐसे जलाते हैं हम रातों में सूरज
अप्पा नया घर कैसा लगा?
रौनक
हर दिल को छू जाए ऐसी रोशनी लाते हैं फिलिप्स से हम जिंदगी की रौनक बढ़ाते हैं
उगाते हैं
Innovation and you, Philips.
Is going to be the game number 2 between Assam and Meghalaya, and Meghalaya surprisingly and very beautifully took the first game home too. They took the first game home, and yep, whoa, what I see, Yuzong is having tough time against Bruno. The reason I think they took Yuzong is because Thamos can't exactly, go close to Bruno and deal damage. Meanwhile, Yuzong has some of the abilities where he can jump and knock off the heroes, but again, for how long? Although YSS is getting farmed up quite quickly, trying to go in for that level 4, which is highly required. So is Joy, but again, will Joy be able to be on that level 4? Not yet. There is Angela providing vision, and will Joy be caught off guard? Here is my question. She has the mobility, he has the mobility, and he can escape quite easily. So Sasuke, I'm guessing the first blood which is going to come is going to be near the turtle at this point, or is it going to be in the bot lane? Yuzong just being dead.
I feel like Angela might be in some trouble because that is the lurker party going down to the bot lane, and Joy might look for some sneaky plays. But for the backup, that is the Doom along with that Valentina into the handy. But the turtle, the first turtle of the game for the game number 2, is already being spawned up, and as of now, that they are looking formidable. As for it, Ori QT making sure he has down the dragon, making sure. Oh, wait a minute. For the first turtle, I do think like it would be in most favorable condition for the side of Meghalaya representative, because they got the dragon, they got the black dragon farm ready into the action. As you can see, like he is already rotating down, so it would be a 4v5 situation. Angela just into the bottom lane, making sure she gets to level 4, but the turtle is already been up, and that is the black dragon farm being popped up along with the glorious pathway. This time from both of the sides, Valentina along with the high lows, but the damage is from both sides. There's the hard card. The turtle been secured, and the first blood will be in the hands of Valentina as he takes down Venom out of the game. But Dance and Sons, they are looking for more. They are hungry for blood, and they will take Peter again along with the blue buff coming into their handy. This time, a fully fledged 5v5 perfect synchronization team fight leading the early game. Dance and Sons doing it. How is it done without the gold laner into the gold lane? Without the marksman.
I mean that was actually a very beautiful start for Team Meghalaya, getting the turtle, getting the 2 kills. Somewhere I think Team Assam had a little miscommunication. They had everything set up, but it didn't highly work out for them. Although Angela is dealing the damage, that's like watching. I don't know. That's like you're watching something happening, but you can't believe it's happening. But yep, that is the situation. Angela quite highly deals damage in the early game by herself, so that's the situation. But yeah, Team Meghalaya have the advantage. They are in a good position only if they can carry the same flow until the end of the game. That's when their victory is going to be secured. But again, Assam still has the chance of comeback. It's not like they're done yet, knowing that Joy needs the late game. So do Sissy and Xavier in the late game. And how did I forget to mention that Xavier did so much damage?
Oh, again a fully 4v1 situation in the bottom lane. Black Dragon farm being popped up. And I do believe like it was the Yuzhong, not a Yuzhong, but who was it? Maybe, oh, breastplate. Wait, excuse me? What? The breastplate is actually on the EU into the mid lane. I mean,
A lot of surprising
uh,
things coming in this game. I mean, they're trying out a lot of new heroes, as I mentioned, Sasuke.
that's for sure, but this time Venom might look for some kills, and he will! As Angela will be the throwing down, but this time the Vengeance popped up. Invoker looking strong with that Vengeance into his handy, and Venom with the sneaky plays, he's looking for the snatch, but there is the Valentina breastplate looking for more. His is the recall, but the mana is the one which due to which the Venom will surprisingly be able to recall with a nick amount of HP this time, but nevertheless Interstellar making sure they get something out of that team fight. They took down the bottom tier 1 tower, the Hylos and that Scarecrow are making sure that
I
they
mean,
get something out of it. And in the bot lane, it's going to be that ruthless dragon broking down that CC. I mean, poor CC, just having a tough times into the top lane.
yeah, Firebait at sometime Thanos, it's sometime Dragon. CC at this point is confused to whom to deal damage. I mean, they are trying really hard to go in for the push, but the fact that Team Mega Valentina being smart enough to copy that ultimate just to gain mobility and to escape, and that was a retreat for Joy. And this time again, Joy won't be getting that blue buff because Doom is going to make sure that there is no farm for the Joy. And sadly, somehow, Team Assam is not yet being able to get the map control. But yep, they're exiting fight.
Oh, the glorious pathway coming in handy, and that was a beautiful executions coming in from the dragon. The petrified wave dragon along with the hard guard, making sure that dragon lives for another day. But look at the damage being dealt from the sides of dads and sons. It is tremendous, and the Yuzhong pick is really coming in handy, making sure he gets through. He goes to the back liner. He deals the damage, and that is the hard guard popped up over to him, making sure he survives while dealing the damage. And with the Char Residue, his passive, he's already full tanky. So that is the ferocious dragon right onto you. But this time he might be in some trouble. But the passive, the passive did come in handy, and it was whose Peter again being taken off. Interstellar, they're making the same petty mistakes. They're chasing down the low members, and this time Glorious Pathway again, along with that Black Dragon form marking down Bruno. His unique amount of HP, but there is the Petrify combination, and he will be securing down that kill without any hesitation. And there goes the Hylos into a 1v2 situation in the mid-tier section. Dads and Sons looking strong.
Domination, the aggression coming is so on point. They exactly know what they are going in for. And yep, Yuzong is the early game damage hero and is going to do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Valentina might be in trouble, will be forced to use Felix Curve, but won't survive at this point. And Joy will be paying off for that kill again. CC might be in trouble over extension. I mean, stop chasing for kill, people.
That thing in minor 1% of the HP. I mean, even the wind of the game could blow down that Angela, and with that outplay, he secured the kill in this nick amount of HP though. That's really commendable. And now talking about the gold lead, the scoreboard is really into the hands of Meghalaya representative along with the gold lead, that which is right up to a solid 7k gold. And right now, Dads and Sons, they are looking forward to end it with the level 1 Lord, which will be just spawning down in the 40 seconds. And with that Lord, they're making sure they get ton amount of objectives in the form of towers. Maybe a bot lane would do really well. And I like the fact how they are rotating into a 4-man stack, making sure that Thamos is the one into the opposite lane doing the opposite shenanigans. So they are prioritizing the 4-man fights with that dragon as a front line, as a prime damage source. But this time might be in some trouble, as Venom really with that nick amount of damage takes down Doom in a crucial point. The Lord is up, and this time I don't believe like Interstellar will be the one pushing their limits for this Lord. Wait a minute.
Can go in for the push.
There is a Black Dragon form along with that glorious pathway, taking three members right off guard from the side of Interstellar. A 1 for 3 this time in the trades of Tats and Sons. I mean, how are they exactly doing it? Damage coming in from that Lord Insane is tremendous, but there has to be someone else. I do believe like it is the breastplate along with the Doom doing damage. Exactly, the damage from this Valentina is absurd at this point. Talking about the itemization quickly, can see that he has made a Stallium side. I mean, that is quite an interesting item, but Venom might be in some serious trouble and he'll be going down for that, sneaky place he was trying to do. And Doom, without any hesitation, taking down a quick Lord for his team.
Maybe the amount of time Yuzong has marked that Bruno, it is true, but the manipulation came in from Bruno is so high. I mean, you have literally dragged that guy so many times that he had to go recall. He had to go recall. That Lord Insane is completely insane on that Yuzong at this point. Look at him, man, just jumping into the tower, dealing the damage, coming out again. And with that Angela, it's quite highly stoppable, although the Lord is marching from the top, and this is going to be the first Lord. Will Team Assam be able to defend at this point is the biggest question, because the team fight has already broken out.
Oh, that third skill Petrify combination coming in from Lord Insane really helped down to take down his Peter, so there won't be any hesitation coming in from that time. But there is the Black Dragon form along with the hard card being popped up, Glorious Pathway into the hand, but there is the Ishanshin dealing the damage. Venom goes down. He is looking for more, and he'll take down the Bruno. A 4 for 1. This time trades again in the hands of that and Sons, and imagine it's the only one last man standing, and he'll be going down the triple kill for the bad boys. And this time they stayed strong. Looks
Awaken your senses. Le sel d'Issei, the new fragrance for men. Issei Miyake.
with a clean sweep of a 2-0 into their hands.
Victory! I mean, that was like the cleanest sweep I have ever seen. I thought they would just dominate the early game and somehow Bruno will be able to farm. They will show the magic. A lot of things will be done. But again, the whole thing was Team Assam picked the joy up instantly, thinking that they might get that Angela in some manner. But the game changed completely is when Team Meghalaya went in for the first pick straight away. That was Angela, and that somehow, I wouldn't say somehow, but it highly worked out for them, because come on, that Yuzong and Angela combination coming straight in, the damage dealt by that Yuzong 4010 is a very high situation here. And they actually, dominated the whole game, making sure that they didn't leave any mistakes for Team Assam to even have a comeback. That's where I was asking Team Assam to focus, because if a HP is low, you don't go ahead and chase them again and again. That's what I think CCA did most of the times, and that's where they kind of got caught off guard, and that's where I think they kind of lost this game. And yep, Team Meghalaya took two victories home for themselves. Let's just ask Sher what were his thoughts on this game number two.
And before that, thank you, casters, for breaking down this wonderful gameplay. Without you, casters, I will be like staring at the plain screen. And thank you, caster, for the great analysis. And I think Angela was the game changer here. Angela was able to, they pick their draft was like combination with the Angela. Like before it was 1-1 Angela, and now it was Yuzang Angela, and there was also Joy with the Angela, and now the Angela with this Yuzang and also with the Valentina. And the way Valentina copied the Joy's electrifying beats, and Valentina went forward and she dealt all the damage that the Joy has to dealt with. And congratulations, Team Meghalaya, for taking the first game for themselves. And what do you guys thoughts on the performance of both teams in this match? What do you guys think?
I mean, if you ask me, in first, honestly, I thought Assam would win, but Team Meghalaya knew where they were doing the mistakes is the chasing of, as I again and again mentioned in the whole situation. But yep, that's where they took the first victory home. They got the map control, they did everything, turned the tables over, and completely dominated the game. But second one was pure domination, pure aggression coming by Team Meghalaya. Although their picks were quite weird enough. I mean, you pick Yuzong for the goal lane, and that works out for you. I mean, come on, dude, you just nailed the whole map.
And
Yeah.
Sakshi, what do you think about the Team Meghalaya draft? I think their draft was a little bit of awkward, like unpredictable draft, just like I said. What are your thoughts on that?
So here's the thing. We know like how Dragon is a ferocious beast and a really a threat for all the marksmen out there. Maybe a few couple of them, but yeah, that hero is a really a formidable opponent for all the marksmen. And this time Dadson's sons really gamble it out, keeping it down into the gold lane, making sure he goes the full damage item, the hunter strike along with that war axe, making sure he sustain it out along with give damage, and you got the Angela for the healing and the extra mobility she gives and also slows down the enemy. So that really went well for the side of that. And the main part is the whole team of dads and sons were only engaging over to the dragon's black dragon farm, and the skills where dragon was able to conduct the third skill petrify combination, where it was a sure kill if you don't have a purify or don't have an backup emergency. So they were playing it with those kind of a setup, and it really went well.
I didn't cure the pain. I didn't cure the pain. I harness it.
Shadow of obscurity!
Leon's flame won't waver, and neither will I.
I have no tolerance for betrayal.
Life is too short not to dance.
Don't worry, my friend. I am your shield.
Hey, hey! Paxleys are always true to their word.
Fret not. You can't escape the inevitable.
Perhaps I'm
Ready for... You can't run from my arrow.
My music is my attitude.
I can handle that.
Ready for all challenges.
Wise, chase me.
Get ready to be amazed.
You can't run from my arrow. think you're going?
In Bloodbath, we prosper!
Hey! Numenon's flame won't waver, and neither will I.
I own the stage!
Groove to the music.
You can't run.
Let me harness you.
Ready for all
Paxleys are always true to their word.
Welcome to Ready for all challenges.
Let me show you the art of killing.